1, 2. Oh, we did it. Hey, what's going on, guys? Tony here, CCxRC, and today on the outdoor bench, I've got the RC bash ramp. This thing is made of high-grade aluminum. It's super lightweight, it's durable, it's got some traction on here because of the diamond plating they've got on the top, but it's easy to assemble. It comes in 4 pieces, the 2 sides, the top, and then there's a brace down on the bottom, which helps not only to get it set up, but also keeps it nice and rigid when you're hitting it. You can also place a weight on there, rocks, whatever, if it starts sliding on you. Like on plastic here, it slides a little, but on the concrete, it was fine. On the grass, when I was jumping on it, it was fine. I've already ran it because I wanted to see the difference in it and what I really do think about this thing, because it is, you know, it's a little bit more than a normal ramp, but there's reasons for that because of the quality of the materials. I mean, this is really thick, high-grade aluminum for the walls. The paint job, they just look awesome. They got the diamond plating and the ingenuity that goes into it. So it's much more than, say, a wood ramp, which is going to be heavier to carry around. And then like a plastic ramp like this one that I used to use. You can see the difference in how they're constructed in a couple of ways. This one has a much better launch angle to it, which is what I really was looking for. So when I went looking for a ramp, I did it because our front yard is much drier here in the swampy parts of the dismal swamp of Chesapeake, Virginia. And I needed something because my backyard is really low. We're right near a swamp. It stays wet after rain for a while, and I don't like going back there and having to put on my galoshes or rain boots and stomping through there, getting all my trucks all muddy. And so I wanted something. I've been running a lot in the front yard here, just, you know, when I want to have some fun. And I've been using these plastic ramps, but I just can't have the same amount of fun that I have in the back where I have my dirt jumps and my send it ramp. And so I started looking around and I saw this over on RC Driver. And I was like, well, that's interesting. So we got one of these and gave it a test for you guys, and it is awesome. I broke my Creighton 4S after sending it a bunch of times off it. It was really, I think, the tumbling that did it in, off of a failed landing and then tumble. But it's really easy to put together, guys. It's nice because I can just take out these top screws with an 11mm socket, or I've got a little portable wrench that I use. It's like a driver. Take it right off, collapse this down, and store it away real easy in my garage. Put it together in under 5 minutes. Basically, you assemble the brace on the bottom first. That makes the walls stand up. And then you just lay this on here, put your bottom 2 screws in loose, push down, get a middle 1 or 2 in, and then the top ones just finger tight, and then just come back and clamp it down. Super easy to do, very intuitive. And it's nice because the nuts that they use on the bottom on the inside are the same size, 11mm. So you only have to have 1 wrench with you to put it together. But if you've only got a car and you need to pack a bunch of stuff and RC cars and you're trying to go to a park and have some fun, something like this that breaks down real flat and you put it underneath everything and you're good to go. It came in a really thin box. The one thing that I will say that I've seen, and it's that they were overprotecting it, but they used so much tape on the packaging, and it was actually taped directly to this diamond plating, and it left a goo on it, which is, you know, takes away from the beauty of it a little bit. So I don't know, you know, if there's a different way to do the packaging for them or what, but other than that, I love everything about this. Everything else, these were packaged real well. They were wrapped in like a cellophane before the tape. So these came off super easy. It was just where the board kind of wrapped over this. And even if they just wrapped it the other way, I know they're trying to protect this, but if the tape went on the back side instead of on the front that you see, that would even be nicer. But you can Google on, get it off, stuff like that. It's not the end of the world. That was just the one negative I've seen. It's about the same width. It's actually a little wider than one of these plastic ramps. And a lot of people, what I see to get the amplitude that you get with these is they end up using 2 of these. So they got to buy 2 of these ramps anyway, get them stacked up, takes up more room in your car. Plus it ends up costing, you know, you're getting up toward the price of this. And I know some people balk at the price of things in the RC world, and I get it. You know, money's tight. But when we start to complain about things, I don't think we always think about where we put value in. because I see people paying, you know, $150, $200 to get a paint job done for a body on their car. Or I see people spending a ton of money on tires. You'll notice most of my vehicles, I still run the stock tires on them, and I'm not dropping. I don't have stacks of tires like some people. I can't believe some of the tire boxes and wheels that people have laying around and the amount of money that they spend on that. So it really comes down to where you want to spend your money. If you want to be doing some awesome jumping, flying high, one of these RC bash ramps, maybe two. I'm thinking about going back and ordering another one of these, getting a green one so I can have them in different parts of the yard and just kind of continually go around and hit instead of single one bash and go. I'll still use these because I've got them, but if I only had to choose one ramp, it would be one of these or two of these, because that Send It ramp I have in the back, this gets almost that same amplitude. I'm doing double backflips and stuff with the Creighton 4S, but with the Send It ramp, I'm doing about the same. I have a higher takeoff point, but it does, because this thing has a much better angle. It does send it up, but it also is about $300+ in ramps that I have out there, because it is 3 sets of the Landwave ramps with 3 of these screwed on top of it in order to get that kind of amplitude, because none of them were doing it on their own for me. And that's kind of where my quest has come. And I keep telling myself I'm going to build wood ramps. I've got like that plastic wood out there because it curves easily and I can screw it down and it won't deteriorate. Super heavy, like super heavy. It's that PVC type board for deck boards. And that ramp, once it's built, it's not going to be able to move. But it'll last. But something like this that I can take around, this is definitely more portable, going to give me a lot more usage and last for a very long time, guys. The one note is I did see somebody's kid try to jump off of one of these, and it did crunch it in. These are only for RC cars. You hit it with your RC cars, you should be fine doing normal things with them, because it is durable. They're keeping it lightweight. And yeah, I'm super impressed with it. I'll just say that much. But thanks for tuning in, guys. I got a bunch of bash footage for you to look at and enjoy. So let's end with that. Let's end with some jump footage from the bash ramp. So what we're going to do today is do a couple jumps off of both, show you guys how each of these perform. So let's do it. Here we go. Let's start with the old one. So it gets some good distance, not quite the amplitude I think that I'll get with the RC bash ramp. So we got about the same distance, but I got a lot more air with the bash ramp on that one. I'm trying to hit them both at about the same speed. Hit this one hot. So that was pretty hot. Running 4S, and of course I'm not running full speed when I'm hitting it. Much bigger air. So they're both really small ramps. And granted, the bash ramp costs quite a bit more. Whoa. But it's also much better quality build. And so it should cost more, just like our RC cars. When we put more into it, there's engineering that went into this thing that just makes it awesome. Divot. It's like we're golfing in the front. I gotta flip off that one too. Just not the amplitude. Oh, I could have doubled that. The Send It ramp in the back, not quite. That is just big air. Let's see what we can get off of this thing. 4S, Creighton. One, two. Oh, we did it. One, two. Oh, we did it. Over-rotated it. I like to stand down from the jump here. I have an easier time letting it up. Picking it up. Oh, there it was. Doubled it. I wouldn't have been able to do that in the front yard before. Ooh. Saved it. Whoa! That was on the cement. We did it. That was a hard landing, though. Totally cement landed that one. But even on just a light hit like that, it gets some good air. Slow approach. Definitely designed the angle of this very well. Now, it can also do bigger cars, but I think it feels really good for this size of a car here, which will get a lot of them on there. I could probably do my 6S lineups on it as well. And people do X Maxes on them, but it's going to be a little bit harder to hit. Oh, that's durability of the car right there. How did it take that? Oh, man. Oh, I need to stop hitting the brakes. But I guess, you know, there's a time and place for both, depending on what you're doing. If you're racing and stuff, you might want to have a little bit of both. Something that'll give you a little bit more distance, less amplitude. I don't know that it's more distance, but it's less amplitude for sure. Momentum. But if you're going out there and you want to bash, you want to impress your friends, you want one of these bash. People are going to tell me it costs too much money, and I'm going to say, how much did you spend on your wheels and tires for your crawler? How much did you spend to make your car jump farther with a faster motor? Make it jump better with a nicer ramp. Oh, tumbles. We broke the shock mount. It was just a brace. That tumble was a little much. All right, so I'm impressed. RC bash ramps.